Hey YouTube, Dark252 here, bringing you a tournament report and a deck at the same time, I guess. So first of all, get into the tournament report. Today I went to locals. I went 3-2, got into top 8, lost in top 8. There's about 20 people there, quite a high standard. Talk about that later, but yeah, there's a few good players there. So yeah, game 1 was Blackwings, 2-0'd him. Match 1 was Blackwings. Match 2, round 2, I played. Who did I play? I played Luke Quincy. He was using like a Teledad type build. Lost to him 2-0. I think it might have been 2-1. I think it was 2-0. He went on to get into the finals, which is pretty cool. I'll talk about that later. Game 3 was. Round 3 even was against. Who was it against? I can't remember. I'll come back to that. Round 4 was against Joel Pearson, who came second at Nats. He's a cool guy. He was using his Lights One deck. That was really cool. I beat him. Then yeah, and round 5, round 3 was against my friend Tom, who was using Inzectors. I lost to him. His deck just like beat mine. He beat me in top 8 as well. I had to play against him again, and both times I lost 2-1 against him. It's really annoying. I'll talk about that later. And round 5 against the Dragoon deck, 2-0'd him. That's pretty easy. So I'll get into the deck straight off. I'll try and fly through it, and then I'll try and explain some stuff. So we'll start off with triple Westlow, standard card. Enough said. You need to run 3. Double Yugioh, 3 is excessive. Triple Serato, this is what I used, by the way, this isn't varied. Triple Serato, I think double is just silly, because otherwise you're left with, because actually it's quite nice to draw, especially playing lands. Double Diplo, I like going this ASAP against most decks, unless they are really trap heavy. 2 Volcano, I would decide these out if I was deciding Macrocosmos, but I'll talk about that later. 2 Darwino. I didn't actually go into both of them at the same time ever. I probably should have done, but I didn't think to. But they were really nice. They proved quite good. A bit cloggy at times. I usually sided one out, but hey. 3 Guiber. Guiber was really good. I sided him out against out against Jake Quincy with his Teledad and Lights One. No, I think I kept them in Lights One as well because of Lila. This is where I'm going to get hate, but hey, I tested 3 Torguide and Sangam. It's actually worked really well. I'm going to get hate for this, but they improved the consistency of the deck. There you go, I said it. They actually helped, because in bad situations they helped me to push for game, and also if I had a dead Westlow, I could always just summon this, and even if it wasn't successful, overlay with the Westlow. So that's pretty cool. It worked overall generally. And then the Gauze is just cool. For the spells, I ran obviously the big trio, MREB, Heavy, Dark Hole. That doesn't need any explanation. 3 Evo Diversity, this is a rotor of the deck, I've already told you that. You should know by now, I guess. 3 Evo Force, this card is where your combos come in. Tribute an Evil Tile, special an Evil Saw. 3 Duality, the deck really needs 3. I don't know, it doesn't need it essentially, but it works best with 3 because consistency just has to be there. And then I ran double Forbidden Lance as well. I prefer this over enemy controller. I don't run enemy controller. I find that it doesn't always work for me. So I've used this deck twice at locals, and last time I got top 2, this time I got top 8. So I guess that's the back foot, but I mean, the meta changed. It's been months since I've run it. Traps, 2 Warning. 2 Fiendish Chain. This was quite an interesting choice because I wasn't main decking Veilers, I was side decking them. I felt Chain should kind of replace them. I got these last minute, I decided I might as well try them. They worked out quite well. Unfortunately, because I'm running Gauze, it did happen once, which is pretty inevitable, but he would have had game anyway, so actually it was irrelevant. And a Mirror Force. I still love the Mirror Force. It just prefer it over TT, to be honest, because that's the main deck. I think that's 40. Side deck. Now, I was saying that this deck absolutely hates Insectors. It hates quite a few things, funnily enough, but I side heavy for Insectors. And when I was playing Tom, my friend who was running Insectors, he was the only one in the room running a top tier deck for some reason. Everybody else decided they would play fun decks, which is good of them, but he decided to run Insectors. So hey, this deck sides heavy for Insectors, and generally what happened was game 1 he won because I didn't side and it was bad. Game 2 kicked his ass basically because basically all my side deck cards just hit him all at once. And then game 3 he used his brain even though he doesn't really have one, and he both times he just managed to sneak around me. So obviously I played him twice. I played him round 3 or 4, I think it was round 4, maybe it was round 3, round 3 or 4, and then I played him in top 8 again, and both games went exactly the same way. But hey, so I sided with 3 Effect Veiler. I thought Effect Veiler has to be in there somewhere, and if I'm not maining it I might as well side it. 2 Thunder King, I was a bit scared of wind-ups, but only one player actually ended up playing wind-ups. I lied when I said he was the only top tier deck in the room. There was about 3, but he was the only one who seemed to be using it well, I guess. Double Reaper, nobody ended up playing Dino Rabbit. So I guess this side deck was more for a larger tournament, but it's hard to side when people are using like weird decks, I guess, like this. So side deck aren't as useful at locals as they are at Nats or YCSs. Double MST in case people were running like back row heavy decks. Double Macrocosmos. I did side this in against the Insectors, and I sided it against Luke as well, playing his Telidad. And he drew MST, but it did wreck him because it meant he couldn't go Bryanak, which was kind of his big play, I guess. We could go Bryanak, we couldn't use his effect, I don't think. Chain Disappearance, game 2 in my first match against Insectors, I played this on Dragonfly and he basically scooped. And Double Bottomless, I sided these in quite often. Okay, that's side. I'll go on to extra just quickly. Pretty standard. Obviously I had to make room for some rank 3s, so there are things missing, I guess. But the standard is obviously 3 Lagia. I would like to run 2 Lagia, 2 Dolka, but until the reprint I don't have another Dolka, I only have 1 Dolka. I've been like that for quite some time. So yeah, 1 Dolka and 1 Solider. I really should have gone into this against Insectors, and I probably, looking back at it, probably did have the chance to do so. But I guess I was probably just preoccupied. 130, 1 C39. Sorry, 139, 1 C39. Utopia Ray. Never went into Ray, but I did go into this like twice. Both times I was on the back foot anyway, so it was a bit of an uphill struggle. Papal Imperative helped me get over Reaper, that was really nice. Zenmeister, went into this against the Dragoonity guy, but I didn't go into it as much as you would expect. I only did it once. This is a Zen mains. I'd had a Zen mains during the tournament and I actually traded it off after the tournament finished for obvious reasons, because it's getting a reprint. So I thought I'd get rid of mine, so this is a Zen mains. Giga Brilliant went into this once, and Leviathan went into this a couple of times. Mostly I went into Zen mains though, because that's generally what I did, I guess. For 5s, Tyrus and Adrius went into this mode. I don't think I ever went into this actually. Went into this against Insectors, and I think that's probably what killed him in the second match. In the second game of the second match, that's what finished him off there. And a Catastor as well. I made that once, I think, but it probably got warninged, I can't remember. Okay, so that's the deck. Basically the moral of the story is side heavy for Insectors, because unfortunately, obviously the Insector playstyle means that you struggle, no matter what deck you're playing, you struggle to get a good hold on the field. They won't let you get a good field presence, and this deck really needs field presence, and I think that's probably why they have a bit of an uphill struggle against Insectors. There are cards in the deck that combat it, and at one point I easily won. I was using where is it? Macrocosmos. I had Macrocosmos and Chain Disappearance set. I had a good field, and he drew. He needed a light in graveyard. I had these set. He needed a light in graveyard, so he could go BLS. So he drew, and as soon as he drew, he dropped. No, sorry. As soon as I drew, because obviously you can't do it in. It can't do it in his turn. So basically, I had this and the material. What was the material? Whatever. Yeah, I had this in the material. Don't know whether you can see that. I'll swizzle it around for you. Yeah, so I had this like this, and he dropped. As soon as I drew my card, he dropped Fate Veiler, and basically didn't give me chance to play this Macrocosmos. If I'd have played this, I'd have easily had game, and I would have gone into top 4. Probably lost in top 4 anyway, but I would have easily had game. So basically, if you're playing this deck at least, if not every deck, if you're going to side in Macrocosmos, play it as soon as you can. Don't wait for them to summon the Dragonfly because of plays like this. As soon as you can play it, I suggest that you do, because if I'd have played this as soon as I draw, I would have had priority to activate something. He just skipped straight to my main phase, and unfortunately it was only a couple of turns afterwards that I realised what a shitty error that I had made. I should have called him up on it. He didn't give me a chance to go into my main phase, but then